In the Solomon Islands, communities live with the threat of hazards such as cyclones and heavy rain, earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanic eruptions and drought. In the past, communities had limited capacity to deal with disasters and a changing climate. However, working alongside World Vision and in partnership with the National Disaster Management Office, communities are now able to minimise the disruption of disasters. World Vision's community resilience projects work to better prepare communities for threats in their natural environment. Through education and awareness raising, communities learn to evaluate their environment and identify potential risks. Locating vulnerable and safe areas, identifying evacuation routes, and developing emergency communication and coordination mechanisms are some of the key activities that enable communities to better respond and reduce the impact of these threats. Our first stop is Santa Ana, in the southeast of the Solomon Islands. Here we meet Robert, a World Vision representative who works closely with this community. Robert is facilitating a disaster risk reduction mapping exercise to assist the people of Natagara with evacuation plans in case of a tsunami.
This community gets risk from the waves or the increasing of sea level. Community is drawing a risk map, trying to identify the vulnerable areas in the community.
The aim of these programs is to increase people's resilience to deal with the risks and recover after the shocks and stresses which may affect a community after a disaster. This benefits the entire community, improves the well-being of children and their families, and helps to protect the development gains made. The decreasing quality and quantity of food is becoming a concern in these islands. On the island of Palau, in the Yongtong Java Atoll, we meet Chris. Chris has developed a demonstration garden which aims to teach local farmers how to grow a new variety of crops. They provide diversity in his garden and are also resistant to changing weather patterns.
They put them in a nursery and when they grow, then bring them over. Like you have some of those in those plastic bags over there. Those are taken from the nursery in Honiara.
Then finish, yeah. Then agriculture come and say what I like for make them style block it for
New style
for planting.
Chris's demonstration garden is a great example of people building resilience to a changing environment. Diversification of food production, developing adaptive capacities in a changing environment are key practices that enable local farmers to be more resilient to shocks and stresses. In its emergency response work, World Vision also works with communities to assist them to recover. In April 2014, in the capital Honiara and nearby areas, flash floods washed away more than 70% of food crops. 22 people lost their lives, and more than 50,000 people were displaced from their homes and villages. World Vision provided villages with seeds and equipment to aid recovery. For these communities and many more in the Solomon Islands, disaster risk reduction activities are not just a good idea, they're a necessity. Education and awareness are continually and increasingly needed to ensure children and their communities are protected, and they continue to share their knowledge. All people, community, government and organisations such as World Vision working together and sharing resources means disaster risk reduction programs are making a positive difference. The greatest solutions are those which are contributed to by the communities they are designed to benefit. It is for the benefit of the children of the Solomon Islands and future generations that working together on disaster risk reduction programs is essential.
My concern is people are trying their best because of this environment is not very good. To meet this climate change is now changing, coming rapidly high. The only thing is work together to do something which can benefit the whole community.
So my hope for the future generation of Solomon Island is for all the children in Solomon Island to know how to adapt and to have a happy life, and then we can call the happy hours again.